guys, it's Erica Galinas from the Mike McCady Group at Century 21 Affiliated here with our Crown Point, Indiana 2020 market review. I always separate Crown Point into two areas. Center Township, which is, downtown and just a little south of there, Center Township, and then Winfield. So we actually have two sets of numbers. I'm not including the Crown Point mailing address St. John Township. I will have the numbers for those next week when I do the St. John market update. So we'll go ahead and start with Center Township. It's kind of crazy. There's so many different kinds of houses, just so many houses in Center Township. The numbers are going to be kind of a lot different from Winfield in terms of totals. But Center Township, average sales price in 2019 and this is all kinds of houses, condos, duplexes, everything. Average sales price, $256,002 in 2019. That went up to $276,638 in 2020. So that was a jump of about $20,000 average across the board, again, for all different kinds of houses. Days on market stayed about the same, 58 days in 2019 versus 53 in 2020. List of sales price was almost exactly the same, 97.8% in 2019, 98% in 2020. Again, 0.2% difference, not a big deal. Total units actually almost stayed exactly the same. 2019, we sold 748 houses in Crown Point, Center Township. 2020, we sold 740, so 8 difference, but that's not a difference at all when you're talking about a market this big. The total sold in 2019 was 191 million. Total sold in 2020 was 204 million. So again, Center Township has all kinds of houses in it. The beautiful Victorians downtown and all the little outlying, just regular, like modular homes on acreage south of town. All this new construction, the Allendale stuff that's been going in over the past 10 or 15 years, the new stuff that's going in, that's all included in these numbers. In terms of active listings in Center Township, we right now only have 34 active listings in all of Center Township. So 2020, we sold 740 houses. Right now listed for sale, 34 houses. And this is, again, all kinds. A tiny little condo, brand new. There's like some $1.3 million custom home being offered, in South Center Township. Only 34 of all of the houses in Center Township, Crown Point. So we definitely have an inventory issue in Crown Point right now. The average of those 34, 14 are new construction, so that's some of the stuff that's being built south and west of town. They have those little subdivisions popping up. I think a lot of that's going to fill in as we go forward. There's a lot of land. Some of it's flood zone, but kind of that southwest area of Center Township is just basically going to come around and meet up with Cedar Lake here. It's going to meet up with St. John here, and then eventually that's all going to be houses, which is fabulous. The average listing price on these active listings is still $400,000. So, there's new construction there. Like I said, there's some $1 million custom home they're offering. This also includes, little houses, in the north side of town, just regular 3-bedroom, 1-bath kind of houses. The average is still $400,000. So that lets us know, our average sales price in 2020 was $276,000. The average listed price of these homes is around $400,000. And there's some outliers there, but we are seeing sellers anticipate big gains in 2021. So all we can do is keep an eye on them and we'll see. Pending in Center Township right now, 49. So those are, stuff is selling. 12 of those are new construction, so the vast majority of them are existing houses. Again, we'll keep an eye on these over the next couple months to see if Center Township, if these sellers are realizing, these big ticket numbers that they're hoping to get, which are over $100,000 than the average from last year. But all best we can do is just keep an eye on it and see. It's entirely possible, which would be great for sellers, not great for buyers. It might push Crown Point, Center Township, into less buyer activity because, if you can spend, $100,000 less and drive 10 minutes more, I just said this last week in my last update, a lot of people are going to do that. So hopefully these numbers stay rock solid over 2021. A little bit of gain, everything moving quickly, as opposed to that big jump, because that big jump just means big down. So Winfield. Now, Winfield, the reason I separated, it's a completely different market. Obviously, geographically, it's, several miles east. But besides Lakes of the Four Seasons, it was predominantly farmland for, I don't know how long. You remember back in the day in Randolph when you could go like 150 miles an hour to get to Four Seasons? It's all gone now. Doubletree started going in about 20, 25 years ago. Doubletree West, and then, you know, Trees and all these different subdivisions up to and including the ones they are building right now. You know, they're looking at 231, I guess 109th that we have to call it now. You know, they're putting in roundabouts and they're setting it up for that big commercial area close to Broadway. So we're going to keep an eye on it. I don't anticipate things slowing down in Winfield, but here's the numbers. So in 2019, the average sales price was $283,613. 2020, $302,352. So that's a jump of about $20,000, $21,000. Winfield market, days on market, 62 days. That went down to 54 days in 2020. 2019 sold a total of 55.8 million in Winfield. 2020, 76.8 million in Winfield. So that's an additional $20 million. Most of these are coming from the fact that there are brand new houses to sell. So this doesn't necessarily indicate that there's a lot of turnover in the market, or, you know, people are moving out at a high rate. It just means that there's just a ton of new houses for sale, and, you know, they increased inventory by 20 million. List of sales price, not a huge difference, 98.3% in 2019 to 99.3% in 2020, meaning these people are getting almost 100% of the value of their house, or their asking price for their house. Again, when you have a lot of new construction, they're pretty good about keeping an eye on the market to make sure that they're selling exactly the tippy-top number that they're worth. So it's not surprising to see stuff close to 100%. Total units sold in 2019 is 197 houses. Total units sold in 2020, 254. That, again, tracks with they're just building more houses now. So it's not necessarily so much that there's been so much more activity in terms of people moving in and out. It's people moving in to these new construction homes. So 2019, 57 of the 197 were new construction. In 2020, 72 of the 254 were new construction. So that when you average those out, it's about the same percentage, but going up. So, you know, more people are moving, not a whole lot, but this new construction is just coming. In terms of what's going on in Winfield today, active listings, only 22 active listings. Again, not a huge number. It's January. I'm sure we'll see more activity as we get towards spring and summer. But of those 22 active listings, 20 of them are new construction. So of all of the Winfield area, not including Four Seasons, because they have their own set of numbers, of those 22 houses in all of Winfield, 20 of them are new builds. So right now, in January anyway, it appears that most people are staying put, but the builders are just building and building and building over there. Pending ones, so ones that have been listed, they have a buyer, they haven't closed yet. They were doing inspections, or with the case of new construction, they're waiting to dig the basement, stuff like that. 21 pendings right now in Winfield, 18 of those are new construction. So again, the vast majority of the activity going on in Winfield right now is new construction. We are going to keep an eye on that as well. So we have a lot of pressure, particularly along the state line, Dyer, St. John, Munster, from these Illinois buyers. A lot of them are coming out to the Crown Point area. Winfield isn't getting as much of that just because it's, I don't want to say it's inconvenient, because that's not terrible, but if you work downtown or if you work in the southwest suburbs, you have to do 109th, I-65 to 894, or take back roads or something like that. But it's not as convenient to get to those Illinois towns in downtown as it is from Munster, Dyer, St. John, even, you know, Cedar Lake and Lowell, because you can hit back roads and shoot straight up 394. What that means for the future of Crown Point, I don't know. Obviously, both areas are doing tremendously well. There's tons of new construction going on, which usually means that, you know, the developers, the builders believe that that market share is going to continue to be there. And I have no reason to disbelieve them. But I'm interested to see who is buying these houses. Are we seeing predominantly Illinois buyers in that area as well? I'm sure a large chunk of them are from Illinois, but again, because of that geography, that commuting issue, we'll put it that way, I don't know how many of them are versus people who are moving. You know, they live in Munster now, they want to downsize into these patio homes that they're building a ton of in Winfield. You know, they're, you know, people that graduated from college and are looking for a place to stay, but they work around here. So, you know, they're moving into some cool little house, you know, downtown Crown Point, walk the square, you know, pubs and everything like that. I actually have a client who's relocating from Maryland. We've been talking about, they work in Chicago and the commute and everything like that. Again, Crown Point's in a unique area, particularly Winfield, because they don't have the access to, quick access anyway, to the highways and to the South Shore. So we're going to keep an eye on it. I don't necessarily see a bus developing. Again, there's plenty of people that want to move here. So even if all the people buying in Crown Point are from Indiana, they're still moving away from somewhere. But we'll keep an eye on it, like I said, particularly the difference between that average list price right now in Center Township of $400,000 versus the average sales price last year of $276,000. Again, that's a huge number. So we want to keep an eye on that and see, if they're getting these prices, then, we're in a damn good boom market in Crown Point. But if they're not, then we'll see what happens. Again, I don't anticipate anything bad. So if you are in Crown Point and you have any questions just, about the market or Winfield versus Center Township, again, the St. John Township ones will be next week with St. John. Give me a call, text me anytime. I just realized I forgot to mirror my image, so this is my backwards phone number, 219-765-2062. You can always, text me anytime as well. That's fine. If you want to email me, you can reach me at hsbyerica@gmail.com. That stands for Home Sales by Erica at gmail.com. Comment below, share this with your friends in Crown Point. Again, I'm super low pressure. I'm always happy to help. So even if you just have questions about selling or buying anywhere in this Northwest Indiana, I'm always happy to help. Thanks, guys, and I will see you Thursday with my Ask the Agent. Bye-bye.